Sundays at 9:30 p.m. for Yoga with Andrea here on UATV.
Welcome back. I'm here in the museum portion of Bud Walton Arena, which opened in November of 1993. The Razorbacks have a remarkable winning clip of over 77% in this building, much like the success enjoyed in their old home of Barnhill Arena.
In this cup is the spirit of Barnhill, captured when the lights went out at the old facility and released on December 2nd, 1993 for the nationally televised dedication game against the Missouri Tigers. The Tigers eventually went on to go undefeated in the Big 8 Conference before reaching the regional finals of the NCAA tournament. But on that night, Arkansas won 120-68, a sign of the times to come for Arkansas basketball inside the Bud. On the Hill's Ricky Mannon joins us now with a look back at the palace the Hogs call home.
Bud Walton Arena is home to the men and women's basketball teams at the University of Arkansas. We first caught a glance of the arena when the Razorbacks played their first game in November of 1993. A lot went into the inspiration and construction of this place known as the Basketball Palace of Mid-America. In 1993, then Athletic Director Frank Broyles envisioned a place that would make any sports fan proud.
And get this, we had 326 straight games sold out before the season started in season books. There was 5,000 names on the waiting list to buy a season book, unheard of anywhere in America.
The arena is named after James Bud Walton, co-founder of Walmart, who donated a large portion of the funds needed to build the arena. Walton reportedly gave around half of the construction cost, and the construction of the arena took only 18 months, a short time considering the size of the undertaking. Bud Walton Arena has a seating capacity of nearly 20,000, which is the fifth largest for any on-campus arena in the United States. When the arena was built, there were more seats and less space than any other facility in the world, making the noise level of the Razorback fans absolutely ear-splitting. Bud Walton Arena has also seen its share of well-known people, most notably former President and Arkansas native Bill Clinton. It has been 15 years since the opening of this palace, and you can still feel the magic radiating. With Bud Walton Arena, there's always more than meets the eye. Reporting for On the Hill, I'm Ricky Mannon.
Corliss Williamson won the 1994 MVP award. This Russellville native carried the entire team on his back, something unheard of for a sophomore.
The Razorbacks youth was just one of the many things that made the national championship team unique. The Razorbacks started 2 sophomores and 3 juniors and had just 2 seniors on the team.
Our Leanna Payton takes a look at one of the youngest teams in NCAA championship history.
But this wasn't just any team. The Hogs possessed awesome ability, to be sure, but they were unusually young, relatively inexperienced. With only 2 seniors on the roster and a starting lineup that on most nights consisted of 3 juniors and 2 sophomores, the Razorbacks repeatedly played with maturity that transcended their tender ages.
Several factors made the Arkansas National Championship team very unique, but perhaps none more than this makeup of the roster. One of the starting sophomores was Corliss Williamson, now the head basketball coach at Arkansas Baptist College in Little Rock.
You know, we were playing basketball, and you know, when you're in college, you dream of the Final Four, you dream of winning a national championship, and I think we were just living in the moment at the time, you know.
Playing against Arkansas in the national championship game was Duke, which started 3 seniors.
Duke was, you know, one of the established teams. I think a lot of people probably predicted them to win with the experience they had from their coach as well as the players who had been to Final Fours before. For us to make it with the, you know, quote, young team and guys who haven't played on that level that long, it was just a wonderful feeling, especially to win.
There to watch the win was Sports Information Director at the time, Rick Schaefer, who continues to do radio broadcasting for Razorback Sports.
You really look at college athletics, it's nice to have that senior presence, basketball in particular, but the teams that win frequently are sophomore, junior teams, and that's what that 94 team was.
Watching the young Razorbacks during the 93-94 season was President Bill Clinton, the first stand-in president to attend a college basketball game. Not only did he support them at the national championship game, but also followed them throughout the season.
To me, I kind of mirror myself with President Clinton, being a kid from Arkansas, and to have another guy from the state come in and support us, being the President of the United States. I mean, that was big. You know, it was a great feeling to see President Clinton in that locker room.
Along with support, Williamson and Schaefer both agree the direction of head coach Nolan Richardson helped the Razorbacks excel.
A great job of recruiting a group of players who knew how to play the game of basketball, who were unselfish, who were willing to work, sacrifice, and play hard for one another. But, you know, to have Coach Richardson there and to make everything work.
Down 15, you come back, but then I tell you what, you remember I told you that the thing that's going to happen is the bench got to come to play? Way to go, man. That's what they did. They came to play.
And you can have all the pieces to put a Ferrari together, but if you don't have, you know, the proper mechanic there or the right person supervising to put the thing in place, it's not going to work. And Coach Richardson did a great job of preparing us for that moment.
Nolan Richardson was driven to win the national championship. He's still the only coach in history to win a junior college national championship, an NIT championship, and an NCAA championship.
The Arkansas Razorbacks were national champions.
Although it has been 15 years, the feeling of winning the national championship is still remembered for those involved.
To win the championship, it was wonderful. All the hard work you put in, it really paid off for us, and it was just one of those moments you never forget.
Big Nasty led the way down low with 24 points.
Could have went anywhere in the nation to play college basketball, but to be a native of Arkansas and win a championship, you know, I just felt so much pride in being an Arkansan and being a Razorback.
Williamson is described by those who know him as a person with high morals.
From Russellville, Mac Nasty, Corliss Williamson.
They won the state championship his senior year, and he got the Most Valuable Player award, but he didn't feel like he deserved it, and so he took it off his neck and gave it to a teammate. A humble guy, Corliss Williamson. Great ability, but great humility.
Williamson was named Most Outstanding Player of the NCAA tournament while leading the Razorbacks to win the national championship.
Corliss was that guy inside that you just couldn't stop. He's 6'6½", but it doesn't matter if you're 7 feet. He's going to figure out a way to get around you and get the ball in the basket, so he was a great inside presence.
The Hogs opened the half intent on getting the ball to their main man, Corliss Williamson.
Williamson's last year with Arkansas was after the 1995 season, when the Razorbacks went on to play in the national championship again, but lost.
At the time, we were very disappointed. You fight, you get back to the national championship game, you have an opportunity to defend your title, and to not win, it was very heartbreaking. As I've gotten older, you know, you get a chance to reflect. I mean, there are not many teams that can say they made it to 2 Final Fours, let alone 2 national championship games.
And the Hogs finished the season with the most wins in college basketball.
Other awards Williamson won as a Razorback were the SEC All-Freshman Team in 1993, SEC Player of the Year as a freshman and sophomore, and he is still ranked 8th in points in U of A history.
Again. Set it again for a guard, either Scotty Thurman or Clint McDaniel. Down low it goes to Corliss Williamson.
Reporting for On the Hill, I'm Leanna Payton.
Looked like an outfielder looking at a fly ball.